In verse 14 of chapter 7, Jnana Vijnana Yogaha, the Master Krishna taught that Maya is difficult to cross, but those who take refuge in him can cross the Maya. Today's verse 15 now raises an uncomfortable but necessary question. If refuge in divine, the Bhagavān, is available, why do some people not turn toward the refuge, toward the Bhagavān? Krishna, the Master, explains that the obstacle is not always a lack of intelligence or information. Sometimes our actions, attachments, and values prevent what we know from transforming how we live. Let us begin with the invocation prayer. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namam dushkrutino mudhaha prapadyantyena radhamaha mayaya pahrutajnanaha asuram bhavamashhritaha. Namam dushkrutino mudhaha prapadyantyena radhamaha mayaya pahrutajnanaha asuram bhavamashhritaha. In today's verse 15, Krishna, the Master, describes several patterns that prevent a person from turning toward the divine. These include wrong action, deluded understanding, degradation of higher values, knowledge obscured by Maya, and an asuric orientation that resists a higher moral and divine order. These terms are strong. Their purpose is not to give us a vocabulary for condemning other people. The useful question is not which person belongs to which category. The useful question rather is, where does this tendency operate within me? A person may possess education, reasoning ability, or scriptural information and still use that knowledge to defend attachment. Intelligence then becomes a skilled advocate for what the ego has already decided. This is knowledge obscured by Maya. The information may remain in the mind, but it no longer corrects the direction of life. Let's take an example. Suppose someone knows that speaking harshly repeatedly damages a relationship. After another outburst, the person says, I was only being honest. They needed to hear the truth. The statement may contain some truth, but it is being used to avoid examining the anger, tone, and harm caused. The problem is not an absence of knowledge. Knowledge is being used to protect the pattern. Karma Yoga begins when the person stops defending the reaction, acknowledges the mistake, apologizes when necessary, and chooses a more disciplined response next time. The practical method has 4 steps. First, notice the justification. Pay attention when the mind produces increasingly sophisticated reasons for repeating something already known to be harmful. Second, examine the attachment. What are you protecting? Pleasure, pride, control, approval, or the need to appear right? Third, correct the present action. Don't wait for complete inner transformation. Perform the next right action already understood. Fourth, return to the divinity. Return to the Bhagavān. Remember that refuge remains available. Pray for clarity, accept correction, and examine whether the present choice moves the mind toward divine or strengthens the resistance. The reminder is, don't use knowledge to protect the pattern. Use it to correct the action. The purpose of knowledge is not merely to explain our behavior. It must eventually transform the way we choose and act. So today's verse 15, therefore, asks us to move from information to integrity, from justification to correction, and resistance back toward refuge. Notice the justification, examine the attachment, correct the present action, return to the divinity, Bhagavān. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam Na Pramaditavyam. Om Tat Sat.